Oh, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. And as I'm sure many of you guys know, I posted a video a couple of days ago about Derek Lunsford from 2015 to 2021. And Derek Lunsford actually reposted that on his Instagram. So I asked him, had he watched the video? Derek said he actually watched my video and he followed me. So huge shout out to Derek Lunsford, man. One of the best physiques in the world decided to follow me over on Instagram. So I definitely feel like I'm doing something right over here at GOAT Fitness. In our first update of the day, we have a recent physique update from Hadi Choopan. Now, I know this isn't much, guys, but Hadi did post another update that's probably a little older because he looks a lot leaner, and we'll talk about that soon. But just from here, Hadi looks a lot bigger, guys, and we're used to seeing Hadi Choopan a lot more conditioned in the offseason. So this offseason, it seems like Hadi Choopan is trying to put on a little bit more size because last year, my main knock against him was Hadi did look a little thin throughout the hamstring area, and I believe if Hadi would have came in on day 2 like he did on day 1, he possibly could have placed a little higher. But there's always the story of Hadi Choopan, right, guys? And Hadi posted this up recently, but as you guys can see here, Hadi is very, very lean. So I don't think this is recent, but I still want to talk about it because Hadi is a guy, 2 times people champ, you know, one of the best athletes in our sport. But it seems like mostly the guys like Hunter Labrada, Nick Walker, taking nothing away from them at all, but it seems like the guys coming up get talked about more than the guys at the top. So this is just Hadi Choopan appreciation, guys. One of my favorite bodybuilders in the open class, one of the most conditioned guy in the open class, possibly the most conditioned person in the IFBB. But as always, let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys think Hadi Choopan will place at this year's Mr. Olympia? Could Hadi win a title? And in the next update of the day, we have a recent physique update from Urs Kalencinski. Now, this was actually at a guest posting about 2 or 3 days ago at a show for Dennis Wolf. I tried my best to find video footage from this, but I could never find really good quality, so I just wanted to share these photos. And I love this variation of the front double bicep he's hitting. This is so reminiscent of Sean Ray. And the only guy I've seen that comes even close to hitting this pose as good as Sean Ray is Keon Pearson. But Urs Kalencinski definitely looks pretty good here. He looks like he's put on some size. And the classic guys don't have to get too much bigger in the offseason, so they're always going to look a little more conditioned than the open guys. But I just wanted to share some photos of Urs with the guys that competes, man. As you guys know, Urs is a very young guy, 23, possibly 24 now, and a lot of these guys look up to him. You know, at the Boston Pro, a lot of the people in the crowd, majority of the people they said were there for Urs Kalencinski because a lot of the young guys are very close to his age. You know, they like the classic physique division, is very popular. So I wanted to share these updates of Urs being very supportive towards the younger generation and the guys coming up. And the next update of the day, we're actually going to switch over to the Indie Pro for a minute, guys. And I will be doing my breakdown and my predictions for this show very soon. Now, these are recent updates from Justin Rodriguez, who is the #1 guy going into this show, top 8 Olympian. And honestly, these are my favorite updates from Justin's prep so far. And as we all know, Justin is a guy who may look a little off going into the show, but he usually pulls it together pretty quick. Justin looks great here. As I said, these 2 updates are the best of his prep so far, and I do believe Justin is on track to winning the Indy and the New York Pro. Now, Justin is a little more clothed here, but I still want to share this. Just look how wide he looks, man. Incredible. This is going to be very, very hard for anybody to beat. Even Nick Walker said Justin is wide. Justin is a big boy, and it's coming from Nick Walker. Side chest, also incredible. Most muscular, incredible. Justin pretty much is great in every shot. He could improve their front leg spread, however. Now, the next update of the day, we're going to talk about Charles Griffin. These updates were posted up by his coach, Matt Jansen, and oh my God, Charles Griffin is definitely going to be different this time. That was the caption under this post. This time is going to be different. This is looking like a completely different Charles Griffin, man. And as I told you guys, going into this show, I thought it was going to be a runaway for Justin Rodriguez, but Charles Griffin is looking good. And I think he's going to stack up pretty well. I honestly want Charles to bring his best. I want it to be a great show, you know. If Charles wins this show and he deserves it, I have no problem with that at all. And this is a video that Charles posted up recently, just hitting a vacuum pose. And I believe Charles having better control of his waist will also make the judges take a better look at him this time around, guys. Very excited to see both of these guys on stage. Now, the next update of the day, we're actually going to talk about Blessing Awodibu, who is another guy that's going to be competing in the Indy Pro. Now, Blessing posted these up earlier this week, and I do have to give my opinion on this. I don't really think this is a good pose for Blessing, guys. When most guys hit this pose, like maybe a Kai Green or a Sean Clarita, you know, they have the feathered or the cross-striated quads. I believe Blessing could possibly be executing this pose a little better, and it'll look a lot better. But just the first thing that come to mind when I see a guy hit this side ab shot, in my head, I think, okay, his regular overhead ab shot must not be that good. But that's just my harsh opinion on that, guys. But taking a look at these recent back updates from Blessing Awodibu, he looks incredible. He looks a lot improved. The back looks very conditioned, very vascular, and this is going to be the best Blessing Awodibu to date. My predictions are coming out pretty soon, guys, and I do believe Blessing will be one of the top guys at this Indy Pro. And in the next update of the day, we have recent physique updates from Hassan Mustafa. Now, Hassan will be competing at the Orlando Pro. Not exactly sure how many weeks we are out of that, but Hassan is looking better and better by the day, guys. But we do need to see some back updates from Hassan Mustafa. We want to see those hamstrings. We want to see those glutes in. But compared to last year, he's definitely looking a lot better at this point in his prep. And Hassan is one of the most freakiest guys in IFBB, you know, probably has some of the biggest quads. Hassan just needs to come in condition, and I'm pretty sure I would like to see him stand next to Nick Walker if he's able to bring that conditioning. That's just me, guys. And the next update of the day, we have physique updates from Breon Ainsley. Now, it isn't much, but I love how guys can just stand relaxed and their physique looks incredible. Samson Dowda and Flex Will are also two other guys, but Breon actually did a guest posing this past weekend. Could not find good high quality footage from that show to share with you guys, but Breon will be competing in Tampa not too long. He will be doing classic physique and doing one more Mr. Olympia in the classic physique division. Breon stated after that he will go up to the 212, but I honestly hope he's able to stay in the classic physique division, guys. I really love his physique. I really feel like Breon is a classic guy. I think he'll do well in 212, but I don't think he'll be as competitive coming in year 1 and year 2. And as we know, Breon isn't a young guy, but I'm very excited and very supportive for whatever Breon decides to do. Now, the next update of the day, we have a physique update from Steve Laureus, which is a guy a lot of people may have forgotten about. Now, just as a disclaimer, I'm not 100% sure if this is recent or not, but Steve posted it up, and a lot of the comments made it sound like it was recent. And he looks huge here, guys. Now, if you guys don't know who Steve Laureus is, last year he placed 3rd place in the Texas Pro behind Robert Timms and Logan Franklin, which is the physique on the left, and the physique to the far right was the 4th place physique that he brought to the Tampa Pro, where Urs Kalencinski won that show. Now, Steve Laureus has the genetics to be one of the top guys. A lot of people say he was one of the only people that could possibly beat Chris Bumstead, but Steve just usually doesn't seem to come in condition. And the picture in the middle is just a random, incredible photo of him. But hopefully we're able to see Steve hop on the stage sometime this year. He is looking a lot bigger. A lot of people asked was he going to 212, and he said no. And this was a picture taken from a former Arnold Classic. And look at this physique, guys. It's just so reminiscent of the physiques from the 80s. But as we all have to remember, classic physique isn't designed to specifically mimic the golden era. But very excited to see Steve Laureus hop on stage, and hopefully he can nail it. And in the next update of the day, Derek Lunsford back at MI40 after this recent guest posing. And I just wanted to share this, guys. You know, even though Derek has a tank on, he looks incredible, man. Derek is huge. And after this recent guest posing, the whole world is talking about him. I've heard people even say that Derek possibly has the best physique in the world right now. But let me know in the comment section below, guys. Once again, do you guys think Derek Lunsford should go ahead and go to Open? And in the next update of the day, we have a physique update from Jeremy Buendia, 4-time Olympia champion in men's physique. And I just wanted to share this, guys, because this is the progress that Jeremy has made over the past year. As I've told you guys, Jeremy had multiple injuries. He was not sleeping for multiple days at a time, and he almost gave up. But, you know, no telling if he's going to come back and compete or not, but it's just great to see a guy get back in shape. And on the left, Jeremy is only like 29, 30, guys, and he was a former 4-time, and that's how his physique was looking. So I'm very glad and happy that Jeremy decided to keep going. And this is what happens, guys, when you just don't give up. So in the next update of the day, we have a physique update from Quentin Oraya, or Quint Beastwood. Now, Ian Vayer said on a recent podcast that he will be doing Tampa and Texas. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that is what Ian Vayer said. Very excited to see Quentin hop on stage, man. He looks better and better by the day. And I do know that Quentin is at least already 2 or 3 days into prep. I wonder if Quinn has put on enough size to be competitive and go ahead and qualify for the Mr. Olympia, because this is a guy we all want to see on this stage, and I really, really want to see him next to a Samson Dowda. Now, the last update of the day, we have a physique update from Andrew Jack, and this was actually posted up about 2 weeks ago. This was posted by Flex Willer, and it was Andrew Jack prior to the Arnold Amateur, which he won to turn pro. I just wanted to get you guys physique on this. The guy looks incredible just sitting here relaxed, like I shared of Breon Ainsley earlier. He has some crazy genetics, and he has the potential to be very, very good in the sport. Now, something Flex Willis said on a recent interview with Dennis James on the Menace podcast. He was also on there with Chris Cormier and Milo Sarchev. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's a table full of legends. Definitely check that out. But he was saying that Andrew is a guy that really only wants to get on the Olympia stage. He really cares about his health, and he told Flex that he only wants to be on the Mr. Olympia stage one time, and then he'll retire. And then he said if he wins, he'll definitely retire. So don't know how true that is, guys, but I thought that was interesting information to share. But if you guys made it this far, man, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. I'm out.